Here is the fastest way to stop letting people ruin your day. Stop taking everything personally. That's actually the second rule in this book called the Four Agreements. It means that everybody else's words, moods, or actions are not about you, even when it feels like they are. Here's an example. Say a coworker snaps at you at work during a meeting. Okay, old you would replay it all day, wondering, what did I do wrong? What happened? The new version of you thinks, okay, maybe they're stressed. Maybe they're fighting with their spouse. Maybe they're mad about something else entirely. Either way, it's not yours to carry. Maybe a friend doesn't text you back for 2 or 3 days. All right, the old you might take it as a sign that they're mad at you. The new you knows that they could be busy. They could be overwhelmed. Maybe they're just not in a texty mood. Again, that's about them, not about you. Here's the point. When you take things personally, you hand over control of your mood to someone else. Why would you do that? When you don't, you get to keep your peace and your power. I'm breaking down all 4 agreements in this series, so save this post and follow for the next one, where we'll talk about the agreement that will completely change the way you communicate. Hope that helps.
And we're talking setting boundaries again. When you let a person slide once, they will think they are at a water park. Do you hear me? You see, there are certain kind of people out there who take advantage of you, right? Because you're a kind person, you have a pure heart. But let them slide once with doing something that you're uncomfortable with, that you're not okay with, where you feel disrespected, no matter if it's very minute and small or if it's large. Regardless of what it is, if you let a person slide once, that is you teaching them on how to treat you. Okay? Setting boundaries is about what you are willing to tolerate and what you are not willing to tolerate. Your negotiables and your non-negotiables, okay? So when you set a boundary, that's letting that person know, non-negotiable. There's no debating it. I am not okay with that. No. That's what setting a boundary is. Many people don't set boundaries because they feel like they have to be so boisterous and mean and aggressive and tough. And no. And honestly,
stop allowing strangers to think they can disrespect you. They don't know who you are. They don't know nothing about you. But you have the audacity to think they can disrespect you in any way. They don't know if you're crazy. They don't know who you know. They don't know shit. But again, they have the audacity to think they can disrespect you in any way. These people can be very condescending, funny acting. I mean, you already know, because you're allowing it to happen to you. And here's the thing about people pleasers. They peep it immediately and they just choose not to say nothing. Why? Because they was taught to be the bigger person. That's the problem. How is it okay for a stranger to make you feel uncomfortable?
Here's the truth nobody tells you early enough. Disrespect doesn't start loud. It starts subtle. A joke that wasn't funny.
Comfortable. Just to make them feel comfortable by disrespecting you. How is it okay for you to think, well, let me be comfortable, or uncomfortable to make them uncomfortable by disrespecting me? You a punk ass. That's all that is. And then you get all riled up. You get home and everything and analyze what just happened. Overanalyze it at that. And then get upset and say, I should have said this. No, baby, you should have said it right then and there. But again, you're a punk ass. You don't allow anyone to think it's okay to disrespect you, baby. You don't wait tomorrow. You're never going to see those people again. That's why you have to do it now. Right at that moment. Make them feel the fuck uncomfortable. Because that's what they're doing to you. Are you listening? I hope so. Stop being a punk ass and allow people to see that you're not someone to be fucked with. Bye. Have a good night.
I will forever be the villain, the problem, the weirdo, if that means I'm not letting people disrespect me. Like, I don't care. I will be that in your life. I don't care. Like, you're not gonna disrespect me.
One of the best pieces of advice I have ever heard is do not let anyone get comfortable disrespecting you. Don't let them get comfortable. Don't let them think it's okay, because a lot of the time we just want to keep the peace. We feel a bit awkward when we hear a comment we don't like, when someone's saying something we don't really like. We kind of just let it go, right? Because we don't want to make a big deal of it. We don't want to make the situation uncomfortable by confronting them or sticking up for ourselves or saying something. However, every time you do that, you are telling this person indirectly it's okay to disrespect you. They feel very comfortable doing it because there's no consequences. There's no one saying anything. They can just say whatever about you or to you, and they get away with it because you're not going to do anything about it. And I know it's really annoying when you say, oh, I didn't like what you said, and they're like, oh, it's just a joke, it wasn't a big deal, or it's just a throwaway comment. Like, you're the one making a big deal out of it. Like, they gaslight you and make you feel like you're overreacting, you're being too sensitive, and really you should let it go. Of course they're going to do that because that works for them. That works for their agenda, and they don't want to admit that they're wrong. But remember, trust your gut. If you feel like something's off, it is off. If you feel disrespected, they are disrespecting you, and you need to speak up for yourself. Now, whether you do this passively, just to kind of drop a little comment and let them know that you see them, and you don't want to outright be like, I don't like you said that, why did you say that to me? That feels like too confrontational, or it's like a work situation where you have to be a bit clever about it. That's up to you. You know the situation. Me personally, I would pull that person aside and call them up on it and let them know that's not okay. Either pull that person aside and speak to them one-on-one, or if they were happy to disrespect you in front of a group of people, you can call them out in front of a group of people. However you like. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like you're the one making the scene or you're the one creating an issue. They created the issue, and you're letting them know it's not going to slide. And if you're worried about, oh, I don't want to cause a scene, I don't want to offend them, and then they come at me or they misunderstand me or whatever it might be.
A comment that sat weird in your chest. A tone that felt off, but you convinced yourself you were overthinking. You weren't. People don't accidentally disrespect you. They test you. They're watching to see, will you laugh it off? Will you stay quiet? Will you swallow it to keep things smooth?
And you can screenshot it, and you can put it in the group text. You can send a video, send them this video as well. I don't tolerate disrespect. Never have, never will. And that's the end of it. And whatever come after that, so damn be it.
That's not for you to worry about. That's for them to worry about. You don't need to worry about making them comfortable or making other people comfortable. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable in the situation you've been put in? If the answer is no, stick up for yourself. Why would you just laugh it off or ignore it or brush it under the carpet to keep the peace, make other people comfortable and happy, and yet you're suppressing your own emotions? You don't feel good about it, and you're letting that sit on your chest, and you're going to go home and not feel good about the situation. Absolutely not. Get it off your chest and say it with your chest. Stand up for yourself, say what you have to say, and if that makes them uncomfortable, good. They need to know that speaking to you that way or treating you that way is going to result in them feeling uncomfortable, and they will not do it again. They will at least think twice before saying anything about you or coming at you. And if they decide to go behind your back and talk to other people, or she did this, she did that, she called me out on this or whatever it was, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what they're saying about you. That's none of your business. How you feel and what you think about yourself is your business, is what is most important. I much rather prefer being respected in a situation than liked. I do not care if people like me, dislike me. That's their own opinion. They're entitled to it, and I don't care for it. I don't want to know. I don't care if you like me, you don't like me. That's your business. That's how you interpret the world or interpret me and perceive me, and that's your own opinions to have. I do not care. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me. If you want to be around me, you want the privilege of my company or to be able to speak to me, you're going to be respectful, because that's how I'm carrying myself. That's how I'm treating you, and I expect the same back. And anything less than that will call for some kind of confrontation. And I know the word confrontation, a lot of people associate it with being aggressive or starting an argument or causing a problem. Absolutely not. You are confronting a situation. You are standing up for yourself. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Some people are so disrespectful that they think it's disrespectful when you walk away and don't allow them to disrespect you anymore. Don't let that go over your head.
If you let people keep playing with you, it'll never stop. Once they feel like they can disrespect you, they're going to continue to disrespect you until you make them stop. That's one thing I had to learn myself. Like, I'm not a disrespectful person, and I don't like disrespecting people. So people will disrespect me, and I'll just keep it cool. I'll keep my composure, knowing that I'm uncomfortable, I'm bothered, or I'm offended, and I won't say anything. And then it'll just kind of build up until I finally explode. And that's one thing that I just want to stop doing. I kind of want to nip it in the butt early on. The first time you disrespect me, let me tell you something, actually. Because people are too comfortable. I'm not comfortable enough to go and disrespect somebody. I'm not going to do that. I don't like stepping out of line there. You know, people act like they don't know their place. Who are you? Don't tell me what I shouldn't be doing, and feeling like you can come at me any type of way, knowing we don't have no type of relationship where you should feel comfortable enough to do that. Like, learn how to stay in your place. Because why are you comfortable disrespecting me, and then I'm the villain once I tell you about yourself? No.
At some point, you have to stop letting that woman disrespect you. She has already shown you who she is. She's already shown you how she moves. And she has already shown you what she's capable of when she knows that your heart is glued to her. So why are you still there? Why are you still trying to rewrite a story that keeps ending the same way? Because listen, every time that you stay after she disrespects you, every time that you forgive behavior that she doesn't even apologize for, or every time you act like nothing happened, you're teaching her how to treat you. You are the one showing her that you'll tolerate anything. And a woman, I'm just being real, we can't love or respect a man that we don't value. Sticking around doesn't make...
And the moment you do, congratulations. You just taught them the price of access to you is free. See, confident people don't need to raise their voice. They don't need speeches. They don't need to explain themselves in paragraphs. They respond with clarity. Sometimes that looks like a pause, a raised eyebrow, a calm, "Don't speak to me like that," or
make her love you more. It actually makes her respect less for you. And deep down, you feel it. You feel the shift. You feel the coldness. You feel how she pulls back. You know that this is not love. So you have to know that at some point, you have to take yourself seriously. Sometimes the only way to get your power back is to leave the place where you're constantly being disrespected. Leave the place where you're losing your power. Sometimes the only way to heal is to stop bleeding for someone who keeps handing you the knife. Listen, she has showed you who she is. Now it's time for you to respect yourself. Now it's time for you to value yourself. It's not about her anymore. It's about you. She has already shown you how much she values you or how much she doesn't value you. Now it's up to you to respect and to choose yourself.
People get so mad when you don't let them disrespect you. They want to play in your face, okay? And the minute you don't let them, the minute you call them on their nonsense, they look at you like you're the crazy one. You're the bad guy. You're the one causing problems. You're the drama, okay? But like, what? But if you're just quiet and let them do what they want to do to you, then there's no issue, okay? Like, it's perfectly fine. It's almost like you have to just like know what they're doing, and then like they want you to just be quiet and take it. But the minute you don't, you're the problem, you're the bad guy, they're gonna go run their mouth about you. Like, it becomes a whole bigger thing because you called them on it, when in reality, like, I don't understand that. Like, that's not what should be happening, okay? Like, I don't know why people try to like turn it around, do the little twisteroo and make you feel like you're the problem, you're the issue. I'm sick of it. I am not the problem, I am not the issue. I just don't allow people to play in my face, and I'm not gonna take disrespect when I don't need to. Like, what do I look like? Just like being a doormat? Like, no. And I think that that's what gets them just really upset. How dare I not let them treat me how they want to treat me?
my personal favorite, leaving without another word. Because walking away isn't weakness, it's data. It tells people you miscalculated who you were dealing with. And let's clear this up real quick, meaning especially for women, being nice is not the same as being respected. Keeping the peace at your own expense is just self-abandonment in a cute outfit. You don't owe comfort to people who make you uncomfortable.
You know, growing up, that's what made it so hard for me to set boundaries, because I wasn't a mean-spirited person. You know, I'm a pure-hearted person. I'm a kind person. You know, I mean well by everyone, genuine. So it was hard for me to be mean to people, because it's like the reason why I would say yes when I wanted to say no is because I didn't know I was people pleasing, because I didn't want to be mean. I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Understand something. That is you prioritizing other people and their feelings and neglecting your own. You see, when you do things like this, it's a disservice to yourself. You lack self-worth, self-value, self-love, okay? Also, when you do this, when you say yes, When you really want to say no, you create a war within yourself. It affects your mental health because all you can contemplate and think about is how you wanted to say no and you're not okay with this or you're uncomfortable. And here's the thing. You have to set boundaries within yourself. It starts with yourself, your own self-respect. Okay. So for example, if you say, I want to start working out. I'm going to start working out on Tuesday. Tuesday rolls around and you make excuses and you don't go work out. See, that is you not respecting yourself. That's you not keeping your own word. So when you don't keep your own word with yourself, what happens is that is what sets the tone with how you allow others to treat you. When you don't keep your word with yourself, the people around you, the people in your life notice that. And that teaches them on how to treat you also. And that's a lot of the reason why you accept excuses from other people, or when and people don't keep their word with you, you allow it. And you quickly and always easily forgive. And you don't say anything because you don't even keep the word with yourself. So you have to value yourself by keeping your word, doing little things like, if you say you're going to make your bed every morning, make that a priority to do so. If you say you're going to the gym, make it a priority to do so. Whatever you put your mind to and say that you want to do, keep the word within yourself. Keep your own word. Stand on business with you. So when it comes to people doing something that you don't like, understand you do not have to be mean, aggressive, and loud. You can simply say, I am not okay with that. Or no, I don't like it. I'm not okay with that. I don't agree with that. You can be calm. And the thing is, just because a person is loud does not mean they're tough. Does not mean they're strong and bad. Do you hear me? Being loud and aggressive and hostile. No, it's not necessary. You can stand on business by being calm, looking people in the eye and calmly saying, I am not okay with that. Do you hear me? So no more letting things slide. Like I said, it doesn't matter how small it is. If you're not okay with that, do not let it slide. No, I'm not okay with that. Because that is teaching people on how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you by no longer allowing things to slide.
And then relationships? Love without respect is just emotional debt. If someone crosses a line once and you stay silent, they don't feel remorse, they feel permission. And trust me, they'll redecorate that boundary like it's their house. Real power is quiet. Real confidence doesn't argue. Real self-respect says, I don't chase understanding from people committed to misunderstanding me.
Don't ever give someone the power to constantly disrespect you. Once somebody disrespects you, you have to teach them that you no longer accept that in your life and that they no longer have access to you.
Let them call you difficult. Let them say you changed. Let them paint you as the villain. You didn't change. You upgraded your standards. And the people who benefited from the old version of you, they're always the loudest when access gets revoked. So here's the rule going forward. You don't fight disrespect. You don't explain it. You don't tolerate it. You clock it. You correct it, or you exit. Because anyone can be liked, but being respected, that's intentional. And once you decide that peace without dignity is no longer an option, your whole life gets quieter.